Now, going over to the political part podcast, you have the FDA banning red dye 3, and people are crediting Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for it. Now, this comes to us thanks to Rob Sachs, who's a writer at the LinkedIn, which he says, quote, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, FDA bans red dye number 3. I say, quote, the Food and Drug Administration has banned red dye number 3 in food and drinks after finding it causes cancer in lab animals. The dye found in candy, milkshakes, and cereal may also affect children's behavior. Many consumer groups and lawmakers have long pushed for the ban. Food manufacturers must now update their products by January 2027. Red dye number 3 is already banned or restricted in Australia, Japan, and some EU countries. Which, last time I checked, it's 2025. Quite concerning. They're admitting, oh yeah, this is known to cause cancer, but we'll leave it in the environment for 2 years. That's a little creepy and concerning. You're just going to let that hang out there for 2 years? Why? What's the upside of that situation? I mean, just ridiculous. But it also, interesting enough, this thing's been around for a long time. I mean, so weird the FDA would change their mind. It's not like they're corrupt or evil or they've ever made mistakes before. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Never forget. Every drug that was eventually recalled was initially stamped off of approval by the FDA. Now, this went pretty viral. Let me see here. Pull this specific article. Oh, apologies here. Oh, there you go. I don't know why X is taking a while to load there. Now, this has come to us thanks to Charlie Kirk, in which he says, quote, Colin Rugg said, quote, just in, the Food and Drug Administration has banned the use of red dye number 3, which is used in thousands of food products and is made from petroleum. Red dye number 3 has been linked to cancer in animals. The dye give beverage and food a bright and cherry color. The dye is still used in thousands of foods, including candy, cereals, cherries, and fruit cocktails, and strawberry flavored milkshakes, according to NBC as well. Food manufacturers have until January 2027 to fix their products. And here's a quick little video. We'll probably only play it for a minute, but he's talking about, I believe it's yellow dye number 3, another controversial chemical that I'm sure they're going to look into. Fascinatingly enough, when I look at the most common videos that YouTube bans, now thank God everything's on Rumble for free too. It's always about things that are in vials, in which I simply say there's lawsuits and they take down my video. Again, I didn't argue the efficacy of them. I just simply said there's one lawsuit bring up by a state against a thing that puts things in vials, and yeah, they said it's health misinformation. But again, I didn't argue the efficacy. I have my opinion on that, but fascinating to see what gets censored and what doesn't.
This is what most Americans innocently put into their bodies these days, and most alarmingly.
Now he's got Captain Crunch, Doritos, Cheez-Its, Welch's Fruit Snacks, and a bunch of other crap on the table that I don't think anyone should eat anyway.
Into the bodies of their children. And it's no coincidence that Americans die earlier than Canadians or Germans or Italians or Japanese or Koreans or Australians or most any other comparable country.
Yeah, we also spend, twice as much? Now, that's also because of the ineptitudes of the U.S. government interfering with healthcare and having the worst of both worlds in terms of private sector versus public sector. Yeah, life expectancy in the U.S. is 76.1 years old, and health spending per capita is $12,318. And looks like the comparable country average is $6,000 and $6,003, according to Health System Tracker.
Australians or most any other comparable country. And it wasn't always that way. Until the early 1990s, our life expectancy was the same or better than other developed countries. Then suddenly, more and more Americans began suffering from chronic diseases.
You also have, sunscreen on the table as well, and mustard. Crest? What's that? Yeah, toothpaste.
From obesity, cancer, diabetes, kidney disease, Alzheimer's, heart disease, and all kinds of autoimmune diseases. Our maternal mortality rate soared to the highest of any developed country on Earth. Same with infant mortality. Like the frog in the slowly boiling water, we didn't really notice as we got sicker and sicker. We've grown now to accept chronic disease.
And this got, again, it's about 5 minutes long. Definitely recommend it. It's, again, posted by Colin Rugg. Got 2.3 million views as well as 31,000 likes. And yeah, so he's talking about yellow dye number 5 specifically in that video, as well as red dye number 40. And yeah, I think it's no coincidence that Kennedy's about to be sworn in. We'll see if they block him. I mean, the fact that Mike Pence wants to block him and Mike Pence is a rhino just confirms my thoughts that RFK Jr. would be exceptional candidate or person for the position of helping HHS. I mean, that being said, I don't agree with everything he says. I mean, shoot, who does in terms of no one aligns to everyone 100% on darn near anything. But yeah, I think overall he'd be a great added benefit. We also have someone posting by the name of Audacious saying, quote, red dye number 3 is a very strong synthetic dye with a tinting power that closely matches that of the phthalo blue, the strongest pigment. Red dye number 3 is also used to make pink, purple, and orange dyes. Therefore, any food product, sorry, let me expand that. Well, geez Louise. They say, therefore, any other food product colored in red, pink, purple, or orange likely contains red dye number 3. More than 4.8 million pounds of red dye number 3 are used worldwide for tinting and coloring of food products. The USA consumes more than 200,000 pounds of red dye 3 annually. Jeez Louise. Imagine that food companies being used a known carcinogen for the last 40 years, despite the awareness that red dye number 3 is a carcinogen. Which, yeah, it's also one of those things where I don't really care about the color of my food as long as it tastes good. And it's also added cost. Like, a lot of people are noting, or a lot of people are concerned that the U.S. is one of the cheapest countries in the world when it regards to food. It is extraordinarily affordable on average. Yes, I know we've had record inflation, so it's a lot higher than it used to be. But again, on average, in the United States, food is very cheap. Now, a lot of people are concerned, if we get rid of these artificial flavors, artificial sweeteners, all this stuff, would that increase the cost because they have to use alternative natural sources? Now, in this case, if you're just getting rid of the dye, I would think they'll just decrease the cost overall if you just get rid of the dye. I mean, I know the marketing department at those companies would probably cry because they want it to be a specific color, maybe a trademark shade of whatever. But to me, I would rather have a cheaper cost of product and just have, no artificial dyes in it. I don't really care as long as it tastes good. I also have PDB saying, quote, they didn't want to have Kennedy get the accolades at such a corrupt organization. Getting 1.1 thousand likes, which, yeah, I believe that. Because again, they've had this data for how many years? And maybe they just don't want to be viewed as corrupt and, only approving things that scientists are, what's the old cliche cartoon where you say scientists overwhelmingly agree with the people that fund them? You also have Paul Zupa saying, quote, RFK Jr. is already making our country healthier, getting 138 likes. Arthur Eagleman says, quote, Joe Biden is trying to take credit for something RFK Jr. was going to do, LOL. It is a win no matter what, though. Getting 472 likes. Which, here. Scrolling down more and more. Yeah. Someone has one of those warning stickers and says, quote, this product contains one or more ingredients known by the US FDA to cause cancer. I got 6 likes. Let's see. CMG says, seriously, 3 more years of cancer linked to dyes in our food. RFK Jr. has been right all along. It's time we get rid of this toxic junk now, not just a government-approved delay. Getting 328 likes, which, again, some of these private sector companies may very well move quicker than what the government mandate is. And shoot, I think that'd be a good competitive advantage, actually, if you could be the company that says, we were the first one to get rid of this. It'll draw some negative attention in terms of, well, people will wonder, ew, you had that to begin with. But if they can get out ahead of it, then maybe they can be the first company to get rid of yellow dye number 3 or whatever number it is to be maybe industry leader. That, especially parents or people who are especially concerned about, what kind of type of food they're putting in their bodies, in their kids' bodies, that might be a good competitive advantage and good marketing. Again, we'll see what it does in regard to would that dramatically increase the cost or would people not like it as much? Or again, the mind is a magical thing. Will it not taste as much just because you don't see it visually being the same? But overall, some great news, even though a lot of people are suspicious of, why are you doing this right now? But overall, I think it's great, and hopefully these companies move swiftly, and we'll see how much more things improve. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is a good thing? Think, maybe everyone's just over-concerned? Again, it's not necessarily, it's causing these cancer to animals. We'll see if that's, I know this is a debate in that of itself, but let me know your thoughts, because as always, it'll be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in again. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.